Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, we are in your feed twice with a bonus conversation from our sit down with Dr. Jeremy Goodman, the president and CEO of Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium. We asked him a bunch of extra questions about everything from the best food at the zoo to the best weather for seeing as many animals as you can. Enjoy this extra content to help you make the most of your next visit at the Pittsburgh Zoo. It's Tuesday, October 22nd. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Dr. Goodman, it's so great for you to join us here in your office on CityCast.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, let's get the most controversial bit out of the way first. Who or what is your favorite animal here at the zoo?
I'll tell you a little story. My previous zoo, on all of our name tags, in addition to our name and our title, we had my favorite animal is, and some people filled out, whether it was a tiger, a sea lion, or even their pet dog. I filled out on mine, my favorite animal is a happy and healthy one.
That's like choosing vanilla as your favorite ice cream.
It is, but, being in my position, try not to play favorites, and it's sort of like your kids. When someone asks you who's your favorite kid, and you're not going to say it, but you have one, and
I only have one right now, so I think I'm safe.
Then, yes.
So what's the maybe one exhibit that you think doesn't get the attention it deserves? People sleep on it, but it's actually great.
A lot of people miss our Kids Kingdom area. I think if you're not familiar with the zoo, a lot of people just kind of bypass it, just thinking that it's a little kiddie area.
It does have a playground.
And it does have a playground, but people don't realize that we have some of the rarest birds in our aviary there. And, we have an incredible kangaroo and wallaby walkthrough, and otters and beavers, and now we have bald eagles there, and so many cool things in that area that I think that's often missed. It's one of the last things people hit on their trip to the zoo, and oftentimes after a long day, because we have a lot to see, people just kind of bypass that. But it's a wonderful area, and it's not just for kids, and that's something I would definitely say that when you're coming to the zoo, don't skip it. Definitely check it out, and you won't be disappointed.
Are there animals here at the zoo that are consistently active, at least during the daytime?
There are. Certainly. If you look at our aquarium, the fish are always swimming around, and I think that's one of the nice things, because for really young kids, I think the aquarium actually is a lot better than the zoo piece of things, because there's so much color and so much movement, and little kids can really appreciate that. Whereas if an animal isn't moving and is just sleeping or just grazing on grass, sometimes to a little kid, it's almost no different than just looking at a rock or something like that. Yeah. So I think, there's always activity in our aquarium and always something going on there.
Is there a time of day or maybe a type of weather where the animals are more likely to be up and about?
I would say probably our shoulder seasons, our animals are probably more active. Most people come in the heat of the summer, and sometimes our animals are hanging out in their air-conditioned, off exhibit spaces, and sometimes they're just, resting in the shade. But typically, fall season's a great time to come. A lot of the animals are still out, but yet they're a lot more active because the weather's a little bit cooler. But every single season's a wonderful season to come to the zoo. You'll see different things.
You have to say that.
You'll see different things in different seasons. Our Amur tigers, which used to be known as Siberian tigers, very active in the winter, as well as our polar bears and our sea otters and our red pandas. They love the winter, and oftentimes our red pandas in the summer are just sleeping on a branch and just trying to chill. But in the winter, they're very, very active. So each time you come, no two visits are alike, and each season is very, very different. And definitely encourage everybody not to just come in the summer, but to come year round. And membership is one of the best buys in town, so pays for itself in 2 visits, and definitely something I strongly encourage our visitors to take advantage of.
We understand a good membership pitch here, trust. What's the best food item here in the park?
We have so many. Our food and retail partner, SSA, really does a great job as far as mixing things up. And I think one of the things that they do a a real nice job on is changing the menu up each season as well as for each event. So for our new Jack-o'-lantern extravaganza, we have pumpkin spiced everything.
Okay.
And, right now, if you come and visit that, we have s'more stations where we have a big fire pit and you can make your own s'mores here at the zoo. So always trying to create new and exciting and fun things with our food services. So, even if you've had a sandwich or, a piece of pizza here before, check out the menu because it's always changing and there's always new things out there to try. So,
Yeah. What's the best buy, do you think, in the gift shop right now?
the best buy, I mean, obviously, plush is one of our best sellers, and
Like the little stuffed animals, you mean?
the cool stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And the red panda has been the number one seller for year after year after year. But one of the things I would encourage our visitors to do is we are committed to local businesses, and throughout the year we will feature products made by local businesses in our gift shop. So we have a lot of different unique items based off of the month, whether it's Pride Month or Black History Month or whatever the month happens to be. We try to feature a lot of really unique products that are produced by local businesses here. So in addition to our wonderful t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuffed animals, check out some of the very unique local stuff as well.
What do you think is the best event that the zoo does every year?
Right now, I would have to say...
I know you're in the midst of a couple right now, yeah.
I would have to say it's our Jack-o'-lantern extravaganza right now because it is something that people have never seen before. It is...
I've never seen it in the dark. I've seen the pumpkins in the trees and they go up, I don't know, 100 feet. Like they're really high.
Close to it. And we have over 3,000 hand-carved pumpkins and it's all set to music and it's lit up beautifully at night. And we have literally the Mona Lisa drawn on a pumpkin.
Who carves them all?
So we have some expert carvers that we have a master carver that works closely with us. And we brought on a whole team of carvers that have been working diligently for weeks upon weeks now, and it's a labor of love, and it's very, very exciting, and it's just going to be an incredible fall tradition where I think people will just come back year after year to see the new themes. I mean, we have Pittsburgh sports as a theme, so we have all sorts of iconic championship moments captured on pumpkins, and
so there's different themes throughout the zoo.
There are different themes with different musical elements. So we have everything from mythical creatures to Mr. Rogers to Pittsburgh concerts and 70s TV shows and lots more. So you definitely have to check it out. And the grand finale is just beyond description. And I think you will not be disappointed when you see it. But it's just in addition to all the other incredible events. We have recreated our winter event. So we've moved our Asian lanterns to the winter time. So now we'll have winter themed lanterns all revolving around the holiday season. So that's a very nice new creation as far as reinventing an event. Our 21 plus events are always popular, our Sip and Swirls and our Brew at the Zoos and Summer Safari. But we have so many great family events and kid events, whether it's, night at the zoo, sleeping over at the zoo it's really cool to, bring a sleeping bag and, sleep with our animals and learn about the zoo at night. So we're always trying new things as well as our tried and true favorites. But I would have to say right now, because it's so fresh in my mind, our Jack-o'-lantern extravaganza is something that people absolutely have to check out.
And if you're into that, it is going on now through November 3rd. It is a separate ticket from your general admission, but I think there's a discount for members. And the zoo recommends you do come at sunset.
You definitely have to check it out because you have never seen anything like this. The closest thing to it is probably about 9 hours away up in New England. So we really hope that people come out and support it because once again, when you attend any of these events, it all goes back to helping conservation and our animals is what it's all about is going back to missions. So every time you buy a ticket here, every time you come to an event, participate in a program, it all helps the mission.
Well, Dr. Goodman, last one, a real thinker. What do you like most about your job here in Pittsburgh?
Probably just being able to go out of my office if you're having a tough day and just see all the smiling faces and just see that sense of wonder on our visitors and especially the kids. And it's impossible not to have a smile on your face, when you go out and watch everybody having such a good time and learning about the animals. And
it really helps after a day full of spreadsheets, I guess.
It does. I have a lot of meetings and do a lot, of non-glamorous things in this position. It's not, all about being out there with the animals all day. It's very little of that, quite honestly. So when you do get the chance to go out and talk with staff and just interact with the public, it's just something that's very special and I treasure as part of my job here.
Well, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. If you're enjoying the show, please tell someone, leave us a nice rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows, and make sure you're subscribed to our Hey Pittsburgh newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Talk to you then.